What up, folks? Welcome back to ULTRAZILLA Toys, and today I have a review of the X Plus 30cm Godzilla 1975. For those not in the know, this Godzilla is from Terror of Mechagodzilla, the final film in the Showa era, and my personal favorite Godzilla movie. So last year when they released the 30cm Mechagodzilla, I had to have it. I'm not big into the X Plus line only because I collect a ton of stuff, and X Plus is kind of pricey to go full on in, but I've wanted to get the Terror of Mechagodzilla crew together, and now I have Godzilla here. I have not gotten Titanosaurus yet, but I plan to now that I have Godzilla and Mechagodzilla. So, and here's Godzilla finally. You know, I've waited for this guy to pop up for a while. That's a really cool shadow. But yeah, he's here, and he's, I hate to say this, he's not quite perfect. And just, not that I need a refresher on my favorite movie, and also because me and my son watch it a ton here, as well as the original Mechagodzilla in Japanese on Blu-ray, because that's how we roll. And he's 3.5, and he loves it. But I just watched this just now while we were eating dinner, you know. As a final refresher, I knew there was something off right away with this guy. I still wanted it. Like, I could tell from the promo pics something was not quite right, but I couldn't put my finger on what it was. I know what it is, but we're gonna, like, you know, we're gonna talk a little bit first. Because overall, and obviously this guy does not fit in my, you know, does not fit on camera. My tripod's as far back. I have one of these table tripods, far back as it can go. And let's see, that's about as far as Godzilla goes. We'll you know, pull back a little bit handheld wise in a little bit, but taking a look at the overall sculpt, it's gorgeous. I mean, that Mechagodzilla was my first X Plus, and that blew me away and like became my figure of last year. So, you know, like, that thing was incredible. So this guy is incredible. I'm not sure he's gonna be as far up though, just for a few reasons. But sculpt is incredible. All this texture, and this is what X Plus does so well, is get, you know, sculpts like this, so much detail that goes into it. I mean, you know, on these bigger figures, it's kind of easier to get in there and get, like, a ton of detail out. But it's still incredible looking. Like, I really love the top of his head here. This is perfect. You know, his snout looks awesome, you know. In Terror Mechagodzilla, they tweaked the Godzilla outfit that was in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, which I think was a little bit tweaked from Megalon, and you know, like, they made him a bit meaner, which this definitely pulls off. You know, like, again, it's all on the snout and the way his lip is raised a little bit here, and I think they did that pretty well. He's got the big eyes still, which, you know, I always dug. But then, you know, then his jaw is just a bit off. Now, I've already seen some folks complaining that their jaws, let me get a little closer here. Their jaws are really off. So, like, the bottom jaw, which, as you can see, is like a separate piece that's glued in there. At least it looks like it. It might not be. It's hard to say, but a lot of folks, and not a lot, but like, I've seen a few folks already post pics where the jaw is just slightly off on the bottom, and like you see this part of the jaw sticking out. Like if you look at him straight on like this, you see this jaw sticking out, and that's not good. My figure does not have that, which I'm lucky about. But the thing that X Plus did, and I'm just gonna get it out of the way so that we can move down the figure here. To me, that like was throwing me off then and now that I've watched the movie again right now, is that the bottom jaw here has way too much gum. Like, way. In the movie, Godzilla's bottom teeth come out a little bit more, and there's really not much as far as gum inside here and bottom lip. They just inset those teeth, and that's just a sculpting error, and here. So that to me is what's throwing me off. And again, this comes from like watching it, just now on Blu-ray, trying to pick up with the figure in hand, and food in the other, trying to pick up what I am seeing that was like so off, and it really, it makes it just look not quite Terror of Mechagodzilla, That said, I still dig it. It's just that definitely throws me off, and that to me is what's going on here. So if you guys think differently, that's cool, but like that's what I'd like to know what you think, honestly. But that to me is what's throwing me off, because he does have all this. I saw all that, and that's sculpted really well. Like it looks pretty good. And the teeth inside look good. Yeah, his teeth are crooked like that on top. So that's all right, But not one time do I ever see all this jaw. I mean, all this like gum in here. So for me, that's what's throwing it off from the front view. From the side view, it works a little better. From the top view, it looks perfect. Like when you look at him. But yeah, that definitely is, for me, that's what's throwing it off. The rest of it looks awesome. Lots of folds here. Looks really great. Arms look awesome. Somebody asked me when I did my unboxing video on one of the Facebook pages if I thought his arms were too short. And at that time, I couldn't really answer it. I didn't play with it enough yet. I don't think so, because if he folds his arm down, it's going to be down to his hip here. So to me, I think his arms are right. It's just the positioning, the way they're up and they're folded here. Excuse me. Okay, I'm compensating for the size of this guy on my table here. So yeah, I mean that's what it is. Also, here's another thing. Well, let's hold on before we get there. Let's look at some paint work too, because it looks awesome. The charcoal gray looks great. I mean, the paint in his mouth is totally fine. Nothing wrong there at all, except for what I said. But that's, can't do anything about that right now. Paint work all along his body looks good. I like that there's definitely washes in there. You could see, right, glistening. It's pretty cool. Really well done. Obviously, you see here in his chest, little like lighter gray bits on top of the charcoal gray. Now let's get to the fingernails. Again, just watching the movie now, his fingernails are definitely this color, which I didn't realize going prior. I thought this was another thing. I was like, hey, did X Plus just forget to do this? But no, they are like this black in the movie. Now his toenails are definitely a bone of contention, because they are that same color here, but with very, very light. There's there's definitely a little bit lighter as you go towards the tip of them. But in the movie, he's like stomping around dirt a lot, and they do get that kind of like more normal Godzilla look to them, But I really think that's because of the dirt that's on the ground, and these might also be this color originally in the movie. But now I got them up, let's keep looking. Let's keep looking at Sculpt and Paint. Sculpt work here, great. Love all these little folds here. Looks awesome. Love how it goes up here into the hips. Beautiful stuff. Around the knees, awesome. Going real all the way down his tail here. But beautiful, beautiful work all throughout. Let me turn my light a little bit here, get a little more light going. Yeah, there we go. So, looking at his feet, awesome stuff. Again, nails, like, I kind of want to dirty him up a little bit. I saw someone paint him, you know, but that's cool. I don't think I'll be doing that, but I don't know. Maybe a little bit, but it doesn't need much. His dorsal fins are amazing. They do have that, like, puffy feel to them, but I feel like they're a little skinnier here, even though they are puffy. And they got kind of this, like, wave going on, because in the movie they do wave around, because they're just big and poofy there. But I think they're even poofier in the movie. But these look good, you know, it kind of fits more of this, like, more mean look, because this is even meaner than the movie. The movie isn't even this mean, and again, it's that gum thing that's going on, and it makes this appearance look a little bit meaner than he even is in the movie, and he's pretty mean looking in the movie. But I love the way these things are painted. Really, really nice. You know, the silver at the tips looks great. Beautiful stuff. I love how it gradiates right into the gray. So, perfect. Perfect. Tail, looking awesome. Love all the folds. Getting it in was perfect. No problems. Use the old squishy soft method. So, yeah. Little hair dryer, boom, both sides. Popped in easy, and then, you know, solidified nice. So, no worries there. Tail looks great. All the folds. Beautiful. All the way going down, so very nice. I like the way the tail looks. You know, not too long. You know, might be a tad skinny at the end, but I don't think so. You know, like, you know, if that's something that you're thinking about, it's hard to say. It looks fine to me. But definitely worth mentioning, because it's something about it that makes me, like, keep looking at him like, is that too skinny right here? Like, this kind of, like, last link. But overall, really nice. Just looks great. No articulation on this, as most X Plus, you know, figures are. Mostly statues, you know, like the Mechagodzilla, like being my first one, and we're gonna bring him in now for this comparisons. Kind of threw me off because, you know, he did have some articulation. So, and that's how they size with each other. I do feel like, and this is something I just noticed here right before the review started, was I feel like, I don't know if it's hard to say, but I feel like, and it's probably his dorsal fins that are doing this to me, but it feels like Godzilla's a bit thicker than Mechagodzilla, and I don't think, and he's a shade taller too, even though it doesn't look it from this angle. Like, it's about the same. It's about the same. It's funny. Mechagodzilla looks bigger here, but he's like, he doesn't in person. Like, I just feel like Godzilla seems a little thick. I gotta play around with them a little more together. But yeah, Godzilla seems a little bit thicker than Mechagodzilla as far as scaling goes. So, but that's how they look together. They're gonna look pretty awesome on display together either way. So yeah, see, he moves. And now I gotta get Titanosaurus in the mix for sure. But yeah, there you go. That's how they look. This guy. Amazing. Goes without saying. So, there you go, guys. That's pretty much my review of the 75 here. And my camera is sliding around because I've been messing with the legs on this tripod the whole time, trying to give you a good view. Let me like move it back just a bit here. Give you a little bit of a full shot. There you go. There you have it. That's what he looks like. Full on. Overall silhouette is nice. That you know, that body is perfect. You know, Deadpool's leg there. So it looks good like that, but that, yeah. And then you get to his mouth and it's just like, hey, what's going on here? So it's definitely not a perfect representation in my opinion. Let's see, if I close his mouth, how does it look? I'm gonna close his mouth. That's way better. See? Alright. That is way better, guys. That is seriously way better closed than it is open. Looks way more like Godzilla now. And as soon as he opens his mouth, you just see too much gum. Guys, there's part of me that wants to like permanently shut this. So, I don't know. It's gonna be up to you, but to me, that's way better than with his mouth open. I kind of wish they articulated his mouth to give us that option like Mechagodzilla. So a little bit of an interesting ending here, because I didn't realize it was soft enough to do that. Alright guys, that's all I have now. Something interesting to leave you off on. If you haven't done that, if you have this figure, or if you were contemplating it and you thought something was off as well, there's something to something to think about. Alright guys, that's all I have for this review. Let me know your thoughts, whether you bought it or not, and you know what you in hand, how you felt about it. Did you have the jaw problem? Do you have a problem with his nails or whatnot? The gum thing that I'm talking about, does that make sense to anybody? Does anybody else see that? And if you don't have this figure, you know, what do you think of it? You know, especially if you like Terror of Mechagodzilla. Does this work for you? Because if it doesn't, don't buy it, because it's pretty expensive. It costs an arm and a leg to ship from Japan. So I used Hobby Search to get this, and wow, shipping was expensive. But it was my first time using Hobby Search, and other than that, it was a good experience. We all packed and it came really fast, so can't really complain. Alright guys, really that's all I got now. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, peace out, peeps.